And welcome to week 2. This is just a quick video to go through what's coming up this week and to look at next week. As you see when you go into Blackboard, you will be opened onto the announcements page. You can see the week 2 announcement. Just has the task list, some information you need to know, as well as what's coming up for this week. Remember, the task list and the admin list are the same thing as what's in the schedule, just different ways to see the information that's coming up. This week for lecture, we're in week 2. You'll also be able to see week 3. Okay, this FERPA release, that's hidden from you now. You've already taken it, so great job, thank you. But you can see weeks 2 and week 3. Week 2 is what's due for this week, so chapters 19 and 20 looks just like it did for chapters 17 and 18. You have video, notes, homework worksheet, extra credit worksheet, and a quiz. All pretty straightforward. Pretty much everybody got their quizzes in, so it was nice to see. There was a little bit of trouble with Proctorio in the beginning, but thank you for patience, and we got that worked out. In the lecture folder, you also can look at week 3. So this has chapter 21 and exam 1. All you'll be able to see right now is exam 1. So chapter 21 will open up actually next week on week 3, but I'd like for you to go ahead and have the exam folder early just so you can see these exam resources. So in this folder, you have the place to submit the extra credit, so you can submit your extra credit worksheets in here. Gives you the day that they're due. They are due midnight the night of the exam. So your exam is due the 1st at 5 p.m. These are due at midnight. Okay, you can submit them as one document, so even though you can upload 2 worksheets, you can read the instructions there. Just submit it as one document. You can't submit twice. Okay. There is a study outline. You can download this. It is just an outline. It is just the structure. It doesn't actually have any kind of information filled in, so it is incomplete. You should go through it and fill in more, and if it will open here in just a second, then you'll be able to see it. There we go. So yeah, this is about 6 pages long as it is, and it just goes through each chapter. So starting with the endocrine system, it goes through each little section talking about target cells, categories of hormones, and so you can go in here and you can add in details. What are synergistic versus permissive versus antagonistic interactions with hormones? What type of endocrine stimulation is there? What are the differences with lipid and water-soluble hormones? So all these kind of things. Then it goes through the cardiovascular system, which of course yeah, I guess it says cardiovascular. Really, this should start with blood, and then it gets into the heart, and then it gets into blood vessels. And those are the 4 chapters for this first unit exam. You do not have to turn this in, but it's just a way to help you study. Okay? That is the study outline. There is a review video. This is from a previous semester, but you can absolutely watch it and help. And here's the PowerPoint that it goes through with it. These are not comprehensive sources. This should not be what you rely on solely to study for the exam. This is just, hey, did you think about this? Hey, don't forget about that. Or things that tend to deserve an extra explanation. Things that people tend to get tripped up on. I go back through them again in here. So you can use these resources. Like I said, that's why week 3 is open for you early and you have access to that. It's not because you need to submit any work just yet. It's just that you have that available for the exam. Do remember that your exam is going to be on the 31st. So May 31st, it opens at 8 a.m. and it closes the 1st at 5 p.m. If you go into lab, you have labs 3 and 4 in week 2. Again, looks pretty standard. You can download the lab PDF, follow along with the video. Here are the lab pages. I think this is how we'll be doing them from now on. So if you saw my message yesterday, there was a little bit of confusion with lab page 1, but with lab pages going forward, it will be kind of this homework connect assignment that has different labeling and critical thinking questions for you, and then your lab quiz. That's going to be done through APR, and this is the one where it is just lab practical style or lab quiz style where you are filling in the blanks. To remind you, in the course resources, you have the learning objectives document, this HAPS learning objectives. That's a really good way to help you study for the exam as you're going through it and as you're trying to figure out what it is that you're supposed to be learning. Are you forgetting something? This is a great document to go through. And then for Connect, so here's your Connect site. If you open up the resources, Anatomy and Physiology Revealed, remember you can do quizzes here on yourself. So you can click on our cardiovascular module if you want to. Go over here to this quiz tab and just start building it. Right, we'll do my structures. We can say the heart, I want to make it a lab practical because I want it to let me type in the blanks so that way I can try and quiz myself without any word keys. And you can see what are those. My guess would be the papillary muscles. I'm not going to do it. You can figure out. But that's a good way to help yourself study for the quizzes. You can lab practicals. You can go in there and use the APR for that. All right. So just remember, next week you have exam 1 and lab practical 1 are both next week. So make sure you're studying for those. Quizzes and everything should be graded by the end of the day today. If there's any feedback, make sure you take time to read through that so that way you can try to improve your scores for next time. All right. Have a great week.